Is there some kind of like prerequisite when becoming a Democrat to be just dumb, to be very economically unsavvy, to be just not have any kind of basic understanding of how anything works, be, the exact opposite of how you should be. So instead of being America first, you're America last. Instead of being your state first, it's every other country first, and your state you just kind of forget about. I mean, every single day there's a new failure by the left, by the Democrats at least. And it's just like, it's so crazy how politics is nowadays, how it's split. Like, you have one party that's just normal, Republicans, it's just normal everyday people who just want to live and just want a normal functioning society. And then you get the Democrats that just want illegals to take over the country, and they want to eradicate whites, and they want to promote gayness, so that way then it basically leads to the extinction of civilization, because if everybody's gay, you ain't procreating. And it's just always the backwards of everything. I think just to troll them, what Republicans should start doing is voicing backwards opinions, because then the Democrats will hate it and they'll start being normal, and all the while Republicans will still be normal. They'll just be voicing backwards opinions just to play psychological warfare with the Democrats. You know what I mean? Like, Republicans should start saying, you know what, we're going to stop ICE. We want to have illegals come in. We think it's a great idea. We definitely want to have mail-in voting. We want to have, eradicate the white people, all this nonsense. And all of a sudden, Democrats will be like, oh, that's terrible. White people are great. You can't have mail-in voting because then cheating can happen. And then all of a sudden, they'll be forced to make sense. Anyways, the whole point is because this dickhead, Chris Murphy, absolute embarrassment to the state of Connecticut, absolute moron, and embarrassment to the country in general. But now he's proposing a $25 an hour minimum wage. As you can see from his thing here, today I introduced legislation to require that the minimum wage be a living wage. $25 an hour is what's required for a full-time worker to pay their bills, and we shouldn't accept the full-time work, that full-time work leaves people living in poverty. No, you can't have a $25 an hour minimum wage. First off, there is a big portion of the minimum wage workforce who are high school kids. What does a high school kid need to be making 25 bucks an hour for? I mean, I've said in previous videos that I think there should be two tiers of minimum wage. There should be like a high school tier, which maybe is just federal. They only make the federal minimum wage. And then there's like the adult tier where you make a little bit more. You make whatever Connecticut currently is. But, as is, that doesn't exist. So that means a high schooler, a 16-year-old is going to be making 25 bucks an hour to work at McDonald's on the weekend. Really? Also, what do you think this is going to achieve? Sure, on paper it sounds great. Ooh, 25 bucks an hour, that's so good. But all it's going to do is drive costs way up. You think McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Dollar Tree, everywhere else, like Walmart, all these other places that pay minimum wage are going to want to accept, oh, well, we got to pay our employees way more money now and just keep everything the same? No, it's either A, going to drive prices way up, B, it's going to result in fewer jobs, so now everybody that does work has to work even harder, which also could be terrible service. Like, if it's a fast food industry, less employees means your service is worse because there's less people to be there to make your food or whatever, serve it to you, this, that, and other things, stock the napkins in the lobby or whatever. Or three, what's going to happen is companies are just going to start reverting to more automation. Instead of going to Walmart and being able to actually have somebody cash you out, it's going to be all self-check. Instead of going to Wendy's or something and there's somebody to actually ring you out, it's going to be a dumb kiosk. And who knows how it's going to be in the back. They might have automated ways to start cooking, so then all you need is people on the assembly line just to make the sandwiches, and that's it. Everything else is just automatic. So what does 25 bucks an hour do then when nobody can work? Because it's just not viable for companies to pay this. And then think about small businesses. You're basically going to kill small business. I mean, they can't, right now they probably struggle as it is to have employees because minimum wage is what, $16.90 something ridiculous. So now shoot that up to 25 bucks an hour. A little mom and pop shop that's just trying to start out, and maybe they have one employee so they can have a couple days off a week. Now all of a sudden, either A, they got to work 7 days a week, B, they need to be closed at least one day a week so they can get a break, which means now they're losing out on potential sales though. Or C, they just can't thrive at all because it's not viable for them to run the whole business by themselves, but they can't afford to have an employee. And yeah, very dumb idea. Very dumb. You know, it's like instead of promoting that we just allow people to be losers and not have any aspirations in life and think, oh, I work at McDonald's as a fry cook. I should be able to make 25 bucks an hour and live just great. No, you should strive to push people to better themselves. Try to get into management. Try to work your way up. McDonald's does have decent opportunities. When I worked at McDonald's back in 2010 ish, you know, the supervisor, I'm not talking the store manager, I'm talking his boss, made pretty good money. His take home pay was like 1,100 bucks a week. I mean, that would be even good today. But he was making that 2010. That was what, 16 years ago? He was making 1,100 a week take home. So there's potential that you can do pretty well working at a place like that. You just need to put the effort in and get yourself there. Don't think you're going to just work the register and make 25 bucks an hour. No, work your way up. Become a crew trainer. Become a shift manager. Become store manager. If an opening comes up for supervisor, take it. Even if you have to go to a different franchise or whatever, take it. Do what you need to do to make that more money. Or at Walmart, same thing. You can move up. Or any job you can move up. Don't just settle for the worst. And also, there's other opportunities that exist that are just as good, if not better. Like Amazon, they pay decently. Sure, you might have to work a lot. But don't be lazy. It's out there. Take it. If you need extra money, take that. And you'll be able to get tons of overtime, probably. I mean, you know, I know people that work for UPS and FedEx, they get at least 20 hours of overtime a week. So their pay is pretty solid. And now with no tax on tips and overtime, that's going to be even better. So go to Amazon and make more money. Or, you know, go to college, or at least even just a trade school and get a trade. Become an electrician, a plumber, a machinist, something, a mechanic even on cars. Do something. Don't just think you're going to get a minimum wage job. And this is stupid for this idiot to try to push that. That's the wrong approach. That only makes things so much worse. And also, speaking of people with trades or degrees, all it does is minimize them. You know, 25 bucks an hour back to when I was saying in 2010, that would have been really good pay. Because in 2010, I was making 15 bucks an hour as an engineer. Granted, I was just starting out. I was kind of a first, second year employee at that time in the field, but still, two college degrees actually, and I was only making 15 bucks an hour. But relatively speaking, that wasn't that bad. 15 bucks an hour then wasn't great, but it was okay. You know, people during those days bragged about 12 bucks an hour. I remember this guy I ran into at Walmart one time. He was telling me about his job making 12 bucks an hour, like it was the best thing ever. And I'm thinking, I make 15. I'm not going to tell you this and I don't want you to feel bad, but 12's junk compared to what I get. And even then, I didn't think 15 was good, though. I thought that was junk, but compared to him thinking 12 was great, I was like, maybe I'm not doing so bad. But the point is you shoot this up to 25, you're saying that people nowadays should be making basically double what I made as a starting engineer with 2 degrees? You think somebody who's a high school dropout should be making more than a starting engineer with 2 degrees was making? That's ridiculous. And all it does is minimize. You know, like what I make now is not bad. It's not great. It's not where I want to be, but it's not bad either. And, you know, in relation to what minimum wage is now, I probably make just about 3 times as much as minimum wage. But this goes to 25 bucks an hour. I'm not even making double minimum wage. So it's like I have 3 degrees, okay? I was telling you my story about when I only had 2 degrees. I have 3 degrees now. So you're telling me that I'll have 16 years experience as a design engineer, a mechanical design engineer, with 3 degrees, and I'm not even going to be able to make double minimum wage if this happens? That's ridiculous. Again, I put the effort into my life to get where I'm at. These people should too. You don't just hand them money, or to try to, because again, it's not going to work. It's going to be a huge failure because it's going to be economically psychotic and just destroy everything. But, you know, like, I don't know, I just saw this and it's so stupid. It's like these people don't know how to critically think. Maybe that's the word I should have had in the intro. Don't know how to critically think. They just see as a problem. Oh, people are struggling. I know, let's make wages high. Let's not think about the ramifications of that at all or anything. Let's just pose something stupid. And actually, it's not even posing. He says he introduced legislation. So he went through the process to write something up and pitched it in Congress or whatever, in session of whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. And, like, he's proud about this. He's even bragging about it on X. Like, did you talk with anybody? Any other colleagues, either side, Republican or Democrat, or do you just, I have idea, Anyhow, That's all I got. Just wanted to make fun of this idiot and that proposal. Democrats are really stupid, and I wish they'd get themselves together. And yeah, thanks for listening. Until next